Hello, everybody around the world. This is Samson coming to you from Las Vegas. Tonight, it's 11 p.m. here. Welcome, everybody. Today, we have people logging in from around the world. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We have a very exciting training today, as scheduled, as promoted. Hello, everybody. Yes, I see people from Malaysia. Malaysia represent, huh? I see Australia. Let me see. Singapore, USA, Canada, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China. Let me see. So many people from around the world. Very, very exciting to be here. Okay, so today, we've been in a U.S. global system. We've been doing a series of webinar because to master the basics. And what do you do with the first 90 days? And these series of webinar, both in Chinese and English, have been very powerful in reinforcing what we need to master, to be master of this business, I guess you can say. Because sometimes, I guess when we first start a business, we're not really sure what to do, what to say, what to use, right? So last week, we went over what you need to do the first 30 days, the basics of the business, the mindset, and what you need to do, right? And we got to recruit, teach to recruit, teach to recruit, to expand our business, opening distribution around the world. We are in the distribution business, folks, e-commerce space, of course. So today, I'm going to share the part two. This part is a little bit more involved than the first part. Not so technical, but I will try to share more in depth of what's going on. Okay? So we'll go ahead and start the presentation. Today, we have a record number of people logging on, so welcome everybody. So the second part, to grow your business. When you first join, you want to expand your business, find people who are interested in doing business, and then show them what it is and have them sign up. Now, you can do that by yourself, one person at a time, but that takes time. For me, if I ever meet anybody one-on-one, I will not talk to them for more than 1 hour. Okay, if 1 hour, they're not interested, or even half an hour, even for the first 15 minutes, not interested, well, nothing, no time to waste. Next, okay? So now, in network marketing, if you want to build wealth, if you want to make a lot of money, you got to do way more than retail sales. So it's very important that in this business, what we say is in the network marketing business, well, it doesn't really matter what works. It doesn't matter if you're the best recruiter, but it doesn't matter, because if they cannot do it, if they cannot do what you do, if there is no what we call duplication, your business will stop with you only. Okay. Now, the reason why I emphasize that is because for me, I come from a traditional business background. I was in real estate, I was in a furniture business, I was an auctioneer, and in most small businesses, quote unquote, your own business, your own boss, well, we try our best to do what we can do. But what will happen is that, well, if we are no good in that business, our business is no good. If we don't have experience, our business, the way it runs, will have no experience. If nobody help us, well, it won't duplicate. It will stop with us. So, for example, if we go out there, we spend time talking with somebody, maybe a good friend, and maybe we talk to them 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. At the end, they finally sign up, want to do the business, quote unquote. But really, maybe they only give you face, because they might go home and think, wow, you know what? Samson talked for so long, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. I'm busy with my life all the time. I probably don't have time. So if you ever wonder why maybe your friend, your family, or acquaintance, whoever, a new person, they sign up, and then the next day, don't answer your call, or later they don't do anything, they only use the product, well, that's maybe one of the reasons, because whatever you do, if they think they cannot do it, they won't do it. So there's no duplication. And talk about duplication, just realize that, for example, in our business, in our platform, we start an online website with the company, okay? And this website, it shows what the business is, okay? How you show it, what you say about it, how you tee it up, how you edify it, how you present it to people. Okay, the website will show the information itself, but how you present it, what kind of website is it, how good is it, whatever you say about it is how you present it. If you don't present it, well, they're not going to take a look at it very much. Well, using this website, yes, you can do some business. But in our business model, through your network of people, through your sharing, through your referral, everybody who signs up with you and everybody else who signs up with them are in your network. Doesn't matter who will bring the people in. The more online stores you have, the more people using the product, the more people selling the product, automatically the more money you make. But to get them to duplicate what you do, that is the key to network marketing. If you want to build wealth, go ahead. This is what you have to do to build wealth in network marketing. If you want to just make a living, maybe 500, 1,000, 2,000 US dollar a month, you can sell the product. And maybe you have a store to sell the product. But again, that's not duplicatable for most people because we don't have a store. Okay, and to build wealth, to make a lot of money in this platform, you have to realize you need to duplicate. So now that you know that duplication is essential to helping to make more people in the business understand what you need to do, what you're supposed to do. Well, everybody, whatever they do, you got to keep it as simple as possible. You got to duplicate. So when you get first started in the business, you got to get trained. You got to get trained right away. Okay, you got to know what to do. You got to get trained on the basic. So one of the most basic thing you need to do when you start your business is what? Probably most of you know, write a business plan. Well, the question is, how do you write a business plan that you don't understand the industry? Well, it's been proven over and over and over again. And I think it's one of the very important keys to success, not only in our industry, but in any industry, is you got to write down, for example, why you do the business. What are the reasons? Why do you need the business? Why do you want to do it? Why don't you just stay home, be comfortable? Why do you need to go out and make it happen? What difference is going to make in your life, your family's life? Is it the money? Well, what if you make money? So what? Money is only a number. How much money? What are you going to do with it? Maybe you have money, but you have no time. And you're looking to start something on the side where you can make some money, then you can work less to have more time with the family. Or maybe it's a total lifestyle you want to change. You're tired of working 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours a week for somebody else's dream as an employee. You want to do something on your own. Well, write down why you want to do the business. Because wherever you are today, you want to be successful. You want to go from A to B, point A to point B. If you don't even have a point B, you don't even know where you're going. How do you even know where you want to start? Okay? So and the thing in life is this. Look, goal setting is very, very important. Okay? And the thing you have to realize that, for example, part of basic training is make your contact list. It's very easy to do, And this is what I recommend as a I guess you say exercise. We all have one of these cell phone things, okay? Well, nowadays, everybody's phone book is in the cell phone. But the thing is this, look, you call a few people after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 no's, you're like, oh, I don't want to call anymore. Maybe some of you ran into that before. Well, what I recommend is really try to write it down, so that you have it physically. You see all the numbers, all the names at one time. Put the most successful people at the top. You prioritize them. So you know who to talk to first. See, something like that is the basic. No, there's many trainings involved. You need to get trained right away once you get into the business. And the thing is, so go to one training is good, and maybe the speakers have a good day. It's a great training. Well, what you want to do is to go to as many trainings as possible within the system to learn from different leaders, okay? It could be the same core information, but maybe the style, the message, the way the people present is maybe not as, maybe different, or maybe there's little things that you will hear. I still remember when I first got started. Well, I will go to every training because I know if it's just one thing that somebody says that all of a sudden turns on a light bulb in my head, well, that whatever 1 hour, 2 hour that I spend driving there or sitting there is totally worth it. Because because knowledge and the application of knowledge can make you a millionaire. Okay. And many times in life, as we go about the business, maybe it's at the beginning, or maybe we've been in the business for a while. Okay. Now, sometimes because we haven't had the experience as some of the more experienced people, or there's so many things we don't understand yet, and there's no classroom or no training that you can understand. Well, many times we have to go through the experience, through the rejections, through the doubts, through the hard work, through the, man, my back's against the wall, I got to do it. Through those times. Then finally maybe we'll understand something, and one of those training, all of a sudden it hits us and makes us realize, oh, we've been doing it wrong. We start to be aware of what we did wrong and what we did right. So there's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So let's keep going, folks. Okay, let's get back to the webinar. Okay, now, as I was saying, when I first started, well, I mean, I was looking for people to talk to. You have to create your own meetings, which I did. Okay, I mean, I was looking for people to talk to, so I would make appointments. When you first start in the business, for example, okay, you want to right away make as many meetings as possible. You know, create your own meeting, maybe with your sponsor, with your prospect, and maybe a small group meeting. And when you have enough people, do opportunity meeting. That's how it's done. If other people are not moving, if your team's not moving, you gotta go out and make it happen. Okay? Your success is your own responsibility. Okay? And the team works together to create the system to help each other. But do not wait for other people to do something to help you make money, because that happened to me. That was my mistake. For example, in Jeunesse, I mean, I decided to drop everything to do Jeunesse full time. No any other income but Jeunesse. So the first week, I had my list. I write down why I do the business. My back is against the wall. I got to move now. So I talked to 50 people the first week. I signed up 20. You know, I made profit. At that time, the biggest package is $1,500. I made $2,500 the first week. Okay, so I got my money back and made money. Well, the second week, let me tell you, because having not necessarily, I'm not a pro at this, especially more than 4 years ago. Well, the second week was $82. The third week was $52. The fourth week was $32. The fifth week, somebody returned a product and I got a negative $320. The next week it was $32 again. Folks, I'm just an average guy. I made the mistake of waiting for my 20 people to move. Even though I made money right away, do not wait for other people to move. You need to be constantly recruiting, constantly growing and helping other people recruit in your team. You got to constantly create more meetings. More meetings mean more money. Okay? So some of you, if you're hanging in there and maybe you've been in the business for a while and it's not moving that fast, well, let's take a look at your activities. It's very simple. How many people you talk to a week? How many people you talk to a day? Are you consistent? Maybe in a week there's 7 days. You only talk to people 1 day, as opposed to whatever it takes. For me, it was 7 days. So, it's not easy. We have to create new habits, especially if we've never done it before. And you know what they say? It normally takes about 21 days to create a new habit. So folks, you got to be consistent. The first 90 days is so important to create that successful habit. The axiom of success, more meaning me more money. You got to stay in the system where you have a lot of people, with a positive energy, with the same mindset, the same goals, the same similar dreams. Everybody's striving for it. That is a very positive and motivating environment. When you, for example, if you call your friend and they say they're going to come and they don't show, a lot of people say, oh, my friend not coming, I'm not going to come. Well, you know what? That's the time when you need the meeting the most to get back into the positive environment. Okay? Well, if your friend doesn't show, well, you got to participate even more. That's another opportunity to learn. Yeah, it's very simple. The more time you spend having productive activity in the business, the more time you spend working the business, the more people you talk to, the more people that say no to you, the more success you have, because the more you will learn. If you will learn, and one day, when you have gone through the paces over and over and over and over and over again, you can do everything in your sleep. And one day, your partner say, oh, there's a brand new market. I have some serious people there. They already start moving and ask you to go there, even by yourself. By that time, you're already seasoned, experienced, and maybe you can help them even just by yourself, not even needing anybody else, because you already have the knowledge to build the business with them. So in the positive environment, it gives us that perseverance, that encouragement to be consistent and persistent. Okay. Now, next, in the system, you have to use the tools. The tools are a necessary part of the system because you want to leverage, many things, like, for example, very simple, very basic. We have a website. When people ask what's in the product, what are the ingredients? Well, I don't know every single ingredient in every single product. It's better that I send them to the website. That's a tool. I leverage it. Okay. And for example, now in Chinese version, we have some videos in the Go box where it's a 1, 2, 3 system to help you recruit. Very simple. Okay, all opportunity driven. Talks about the technology. I mean, the piece is so well done that people having huge success. Okay, and the system itself, our US school system, we're striving to even make it even better. English version coming out. Okay, just hold tight. No need to ask. It's coming. But it's so powerful that it's so easy to use. Okay, so using the tool, no explaining. Let the tools do the explaining for you. Leverage the tools. Very important. Let the tools do the working for you. Let the events do the work for you. Very many times, not only where I am today, a company event, but Hong Kong University and wherever event we have going on around the world. Then the leaders say, oh, Samson, can you meet with this person? They just joined, or maybe, oh, they are serious about the business, and I haven't talked to them face to face before, but maybe you can talk to them a little bit and encourage them, etc. Well, my thing is this: first, are they coming to the event? Because if they come to the event, that means they are plugging into the system. That means they are actually following the training. The fastest way we know to be successful. It's already proven too. So these people are following. That means they are serious. They don't want to mess around. Well, next, I don't want to meet them before the event. I actually want to meet them after. So maybe many of those things, we're not going to waste time. Maybe many of those things they have in their mind. Maybe many of the questions they have of how to do the business. Maybe they will see and get the answers during the event. And at the same time, when they really see the strong leader on stage is somebody that they can relate to, they want to ask questions to. I mean, it's different. It's a different mindset when they want to learn as opposed to you telling them. You understand? So I always leverage the events to build my team, to encourage my team. There's only so much I can do one-on-one. I let other people do it. I let the event do it. The feel, it's all about the feel. Next, let the leaders. You gotta leverage the leaders, let the leaders talk for you. Okay, I mean, it could be your closest family. That's one thing, Usually the closest people are the hardest people to convince, right? Because they know you too well. They know that you're not a doctor, and you're not a nutritionist. How are you gonna explain to them about the problem? You gotta leverage somebody else, even if somebody else is not a doctor. But maybe the way you edify them, the way you team them up, they are the expert. They know everything about the product, whatever. And maybe you're not a millionaire yet. Maybe you're not financially stable. And this is a way out for you. Well, you want to leverage other people who are already doing well to talk for you, because it is a fact that people can be successful. You are already on the way. If you want to see what a successful person, what they can get from it, introduce them to somebody who is successful. Okay? And again, success means not just money. Success means time freedom. Success means lifestyle. Success means, just having the ability to do whatever you want, whenever you want. Just imagine, right? Or people who are just at the top are doing so well. And it's important though, folks, okay? I mean, for me, I think being very honest is very important. I would never, exaggerate to tell somebody, to hype them. It's unnecessary. That is so old. You tell somebody something, they can look it up anytime. I mean, and it's very important that, look, there are people out there who are, for example, very product driven. And, oh, the reserve cures everything in the world. That's impossible, folks. It's unrealistic. And if you do that, do not do that, because you are putting their life in your hands. Most of us are not doctors, okay? So you gotta be very careful, very responsible to market the technology, not necessarily, the cure, because the company stance is the products don't cure anything, don't support any big change in your health, and that's not the company's position. The company's position is about technology that you can use. Okay, so very, very careful. And from a business point of view, at the same time, I don't want somebody telling other people about that I'm making 10 million or Kim's making 20 million. It's unnecessarily. It's not true, and we're making a lot of money, multimillionaires. That part is true, but at the same time, to tell most people that is probably not that important, because they cannot even relate. You want to introduce a successful leader to them, and the way you want to edify them, the way you want to introduce them, is that whatever the level your friend is at, and maybe they the most in their life, they make 5,000, 10,000 a month. If you talk about making millions of dollars, they cannot relate. It is useless. The money, the dollar sign is useless. No, we'd rather talk about, be real, tell them the truth, introduce somebody who can help them and has already achieved success, tell about what success has gotten them through this platform. That is really how you leverage other people. Okay, now let's talk about a very, very, very important part of our business. If you do this right, you can grow your business. If you do everything else wrong but do this right, you have a chance to build a big business. But if you do everything else right plus edification, you can build an empire. I'm not kidding. Okay, now we are in the people business. Everything around us, how we look at it, our perspective is how we see the world. It's very well known that people see the world all differently, right? So when we talk to our friends or prospect or customer, whoever, whatever you want to call, between you and your friend, or you have a relationship, some level of trust from low to high. Okay, the higher the trust, if you build the relationship very good, the more trust you have, the better chance of you working together. Okay, now, because folks, when we do business, it's very simple. People do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. No trust, no deal. Okay, so between you and your friend or family or prospect, you have some level of trust, and you want to build that trust. You want to reinforce that trust. Okay, that trust is very important. Now, how you going to make this business duplicatable? You got to edify. You got to bring in an expert, and you got to edify or team up. You got to say something good about them, positive. Edify them properly. Don't add a lie. Just edify. Okay, so it's very, very important you say something good about the expert. Okay, now. So then when you do that, your prospect will respect what the customer has, what the expert has to say. Okay? That is very important. If you don't edify the expert, the prospect's thinking, now, who the heck is this? Why do I need to listen to them? All right? But if you say the expert is the expert, they are the expert. Okay? It's all mindset. It's all how you tell your prospect how you edify the expert, because that's what the prospect will believe. That's what they will hear. Okay, and when the expert tell them what Jeunesse is, what this platform is, what the system is, then the prospect will have more of a chance to accept it and listen to it, be more open to it. Now the thing is this: most people they have different characteristics. They want different things in life. Okay, so let's say, for example, if we talk about people like animals. There are the type of people, do you know the type of people who are very aggressive and they love to make money? For example, we can label those people as sharks. Okay, I mean, sharks, very aggressive looking, and they're looking out for, always moving around, looking for the meal, looking for the next deal, right? So they're very aggressive. Those are sharks. Now, people who are very friendly, they always have people around them, and they're just a people person. Well, you can, for example, call them whales. Whales are very big. They have a lot of fishes around them, right? Very friendly. Okay. Next, some people like to have a lot of fun. Every night they're out partying. They love to meet people, very outgoing, and maybe we can label those people as dolphins. Okay, dolphins love to have fun, right? In and out of the water, jumping up and down, and always having fun in a pack. Okay, and maybe there's another type of people who just have questions after question, questioning the question, and whatever you tell them they have a question about it, they need a lot of information. They will ask you every little detail about the business, the website, blah, 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 blah. So maybe we can label them as, for example, sea urchin. Sea urchin, they have a lot of thorns, right? It's a very spiky thing, a lot of them. So if you can imagine, we have a shark, a whale, a dolphin, and a sea urchin. Well, most people, we are a mix of those, okay? Okay, some people one way a little bit more than others, but we're generally in the mix of those. Well, when you talk to your prospect, when you pique their interest, see how they're doing. Maybe if they need something, they need to change their life in a way. They need to make some money. Instead, maybe they work 3 jobs. How about 2 jobs? Do something on the side. They work less or have more time with the family, because there are people who have a lot of money but no time. So when it happens, well, there's many things in our business. When you have a lot of people, it's a lot of fun getting to know different types of people, and and our business is about helping people. So when you pique your interest for a prospect, well, you want to see what they're interested in. So when you introduce the expert to them, well, you want to edify the expert according to what your prospect is. So for example, if your prospect is a shark, it's all about aggressiveness, building business, making money, you want to edify the successful expert as somebody who is very successful. They're doing very well. They're making money. You want to say that to your prospect. So then prospect would listen. Oh, making money, huh? Oh, yeah, that's what I like. I want to listen to that more. Now, if your prospect's into having fun, travel, and all kinds of stuff, well, that's how you edify the expert. Instead of just saying he's making a lot of money, no. They say the most important thing is you want to how you want to edify him is that, because they're very successful in business. In this business, they've traveled all the world. They love to have fun, and they are the life of the party. You two would get along very well. No, that's a great line in, right? And you bridge them together, right? So you put them together. So there's many ways to edify. I think I hope that you're getting the right idea, right? So now, in business, any business, any business, when you have trust and when you have respect, you get a sale. It happens in any kinds of business. This is what sales is about, okay? So when you have this very powerful combination, it's about trust and respect. It's your job to edify. And remember, you edify the expert, not the prospect, okay? So when you do that, it's a lot easier to have people join you. And this is a duplicatable process in many ways. Like I said before, it's all about duplication, right? And the reason why it's duplicatable is because, first, when you talk to your prospect, well, they know you for who you are, but you're not going to explain to them. You're going to use an expert. You're going to edify expert to explain to them. Or maybe it's a tool. Maybe it's an event, okay, who can help them or get what they want. So you take yourself out of the way. You can use somebody better than you, okay? Or you can use somebody else, a third party. Whatever they say means more because you edify them, okay? That's duplicatable. I mean, a lot of people, just like me at the beginning, look, I'm good because I'm good at talking to people because I was the owner of 3 retail stores. I did real estate. I was an auctioneer. I know how to talk. I would sign up people, but you know what? None of them would duplicate because I was talking. I know too much. I study up too much. They don't have that much time to study. Maybe they don't think they can talk like me. They decide to just sign up. Give Samson face and boom, disappear. So I realize in this business, it's not about me. I got to take myself out of the way. I got to use a system to build a business. I got to use a tool. Got to use event. I can use somebody else to build my business. Then if I can do it like that, if it's that simple, anybody can do it. You see? Then when the easier, the more simple your approach, the more simple the way that you show them what it is. And the event has we're leveraging other people, other events. Well, the easier for them to do it. If they think they can do it, oh, you got a sale, okay? So that's how it works. They will join you to build the business together. So edification is very, very important. And I forgot one more thing. Look, when you are the bridge, like it's like, when you bridge them together, okay? When you bridge, we put the All right, back. Sorry, a little internet difficulties at the hotel, but what can you do? Hello, can you hear me now? All right, very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry about that, folks. I'm not home today, so sometimes it happens. Thank you everybody for their patience. Now that we finished talking about edification, okay, folks, you got to do it right. If you want to succeed, I have seen people who, before they edify, know about edification and they just do the one-on-one or two-on-one. Well, I might be able to help them sign up 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. When we start reviewing after the two-on-ones, after the meeting and what we can improve on, you know what? They start improving, they start changing the way they say, they start learning. Down the road, we start signing up 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. The edification is very important, okay? And this also, the teamwork is extremely important. And I will be very honest with some of you out there, and I know some of you may be new, but many of you in the business for a while. And I will say it very straight, and I hope, don't take it the wrong way, but for a lot of you, where you have not advanced in the rank, your cycles haven't gone up, you haven't improved in your business yet, still you putting the time in, well, yeah, you are where you should be because there's a lot of things you didn't receive yet in the training. Maybe, especially for me, someone like me, well, I did not take myself out of the way. I still made myself the issue until I extremely open, my back was against the wall. It was success or nothing. I really listen very carefully, try to understand it very carefully. Just do first, understand later. And when I learned the edification, edify the event, edify the people, my business really started to take off. And I try to really duplicate my business. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I talk less. I use other people to talk. I became a very, very good inviter, a very, very good person piquing interest, a very, very good person putting people into the system. Let the system do the work for me. I did not talk about anything about presenting. You see that? Well, that's how I start growing my business. So that is very, very important that you understand that. If you want to get to the next level, you got to edify properly. You got to work together to the point where, many times we are in the business for ourselves and we are very competitive, right? I know many of you are because I know many of you are very successful in Jeunesse. But to get to the top, it's not about competition. It's about collaboration. It doesn't matter which team they're on. It's about creating that positive environment. When you don't collaborate, there is no positive environment. And some of you know exactly what I mean. You got to, instead of competition, compete to get ahead, you got to collaborate, work together to get ahead. That's how, Kim has done a fantastic job with many teams around the world, especially in LA, where you just sit down and talk and, there's leadership. People want to, take charge, step up to do the next thing. When we have collaboration, the less drama you have, the more productivity you have. So the edification plays into that because it's a very important part of teamwork. It doesn't matter if they're on another team. You edify them because you know what? They might help you in your business. And you know, you want to do this, and someday, you know, they might need you. They will edify you. You know, it will help each other somehow. Okay, so it's very important. If you really, wherever you are, if you are a jade, pearl, sapphire, ruby, emerald, even diamond, if you really want to be that, you know, create that huge success for you and your team, you cannot be successful without your team success. Well, you need to collaborate. Okay, use edification every single time you talk to somebody. Okay, within the team, within the meeting, it's very important. Now, last, let's talk about learn how to manage our timetable of life. Okay, and well, you generally, again, there's four kinds of people. Okay, for example, the first type are firefighters. You know, firefighters, they're always putting out fire. They're like, oh, this happened and that happened, and everything is urgent. You know those people? Well, those people could do very well in Jeunesse because they are out there. Everything is urgent. There's urgency in what they do. They want to get things done now. You know, in life, there are times when we kind of slack off, we're too laid back, and all of a sudden last minute, we got to put out that fire, we got to take care of some problem. Well, it happens like that. But if people are firefighters, they're always out doing it. Well, yeah, they could be very good because one of the things in our kind of business is solving problems, and problems come up all the time. So if you make everything an urgency, your whole team will make everything urgency. When there's urgency, there's speed at building the business. Now, a lot of us, though, you know, well, I kind of went into it being preventive. When we are laid back and something happened, yeah, it's usually we make it not urgent, but it's actually urgent. It's actually important. We need to do. There are many times, you know, when we are in a comfort zone, when we are trying to break the habit, we're still in the old habit. Oh, you know, this can wait, that can wait. But really, how many of you procrastinate? Yeah, you're in a preventive mode, okay? And you know, many people have busy life. You know, they don't know what's important. Busy life, as in like they don't know, they don't prioritize. There's so many things going on. They never know what's the most important. Well, you need to prioritize. And how do you do that? You got to know from where you are today and where you are going and how you're going to get there. What is the most important? Okay? Is it just making a living or is it living your dream? There's a big difference. A lot of people, they lay back. Nothing is important. Well, if you run into those people, well, I don't know how good they'll be in the business, but maybe at least they will know somebody. Who knows? So who are you gonna spend time on? You know, the question is, how do you know who to train? Well, first, if you sponsor somebody, it is your responsibility as a sponsor to train them into the business, to get them plugged into a system and train them on how to sign up people and the back office stuff. It's your responsibility because you are the sponsor. Okay, so it's very important that, you know, out of all these, you know what's most important. Okay, and learn how to manage your time. So many times when we start the business, once you pitch a business, you want to show them, and you want to do that ASAP. It's all about, you know, within the next 24, 48 hours, you want to show them what it is what Jeunesse is. Once you pitch them, they're interested, show them right away. Don't wait a few days. Don't wait till you see them face to face. It is too slow, and by that time they cool off, bye-bye. The effect is not as good. Okay? So now, as you move the business, as you're talking to people and you want to showcase it to them, and you got to manage your time. Once you're having some success, you got to realize, look, if you spend 1 hour signing up one person, why not have more people get together, have 1 hour sign up 10 people, 1 hour sign up 20 people, 1 hour sign up 50 people, have bigger and bigger meetings. So many times, for example, we want to help everybody, but everybody's time is limited, okay? So what I would do is that if somebody asked me that, oh, you know, Samson, I have this question today, you know, can you meet me up at a cafe and all that? And if I know there's an opportunity meeting that night, what I would do is, you know what? I would love to answer for you, but how about this? Why don't we talk about it after the opportunity meeting? So when I did that, I did two things. First, I let them feel good that I will answer the question. Okay, I'm not going to spend 1 hour just with one person to answer. I'm saving my time, but at the same time, I'm asking them to plug into the system. You see that? That's my trick, okay? That's one way I get people back into the system. Because I always meet them at the meeting, okay? I hardly meet anybody outside. I love to meet them before or after the meeting, okay? If it's a as a partner who has a lot of questions. Now, in the prospect though, I almost never meet the prospect before the meeting because that's what the meeting is for. Okay, you understand? That the meeting is more powerful than just doing the one-on-one. The meeting can do things that not any single one of us can do by ourselves. So that's how I leverage a system. I'm not going to train people. A lot of people, you get started, I train you right away. And not, for your personal, the people that you personally sponsored, yes, definitely. You need to show them how to get started. When the team gets big, you're not going to have the time to do the one-on-one. So instead, you got to use the system, have a training session where you can train 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 30 people at a time, or 100 people, 1,000 people within just a short amount of time. That's how you leverage your time. So you got to use your time wisely. So to sum it all up, for example, to duplicate the system, let me tell you a story to finish this training. And some of you have walked the journey with me. Some of you on this very webinar. So the story I tell you, maybe in a way is to remind all of us that we should not forget how we get to where we are today. What did we do to get to where we are? Because a lot of people, once they become successful, they forgot all the basic. They forgot what took them there. So, it was in 2011. A partner from San Francisco at the time introduced somebody in Malaysia. And the product worked great. They want to do it. I'm thinking, man, do I fly all the way to Malaysia for one person? Oh, they're very serious. The product works so good. And I see no picture yet at that time. I had no idea. And the last time I was in Malaysia, when I was probably like 3 years old, okay? And just to stop by to visit, because I did live in Singapore for a year. Well, anyway. So it just so happened that another team was building and the company was opening an office in Malaysia, and they were opening in August. And Kim and Yvonne and Lisa Wang said, hey, we should go. So I said, okay, why not? So we go. I still remember, and some of you on this webinar, and actually Mr. David Chu is on the webinar today, and he was one of the 6 people in our whole team that was interested in the business. Yes. So, and I still remember at the time, me, Yvonne, and Lisa would be talking to that one guy who wanted to do the business. And he would walk by and look at us. An hour or two later, the 3 of us still talking to that one guy, okay? But anyway, we got something started, and there's quite a few people that, we started Malaysia with. They're still around, and, I see them. And we started building the business. And at the time, I was scheduled to stay in Malaysia for a couple of days, and same thing with Yvonne, Lisa, and Kim. And well, by the time I was leaving, the day before I was leaving, I'm thinking, well, a week later I was going to go to Korea. So, and the people that we meet, they were bringing people, so the team was growing little bit by little bit by little bit. We were having one-on-one and small group is 1 hour at a time. I made sure of that. We made sure of that. So I decided at the time, instead of going back to Los Angeles, and then fly to Korea a week later. Well, since the team is growing, why don't I stay in Malaysia for another week? Okay, because, a lot of people coming. It's very consistent. And, they're very dedicated. They're committed. Oh, I see a very good potential here. And it's already people were signing up. The team was growing. So, okay, I made that commitment to stay. And we did the one-on-ones. We just stay at the hotel lounge the whole day from, it'll be like 9 in the morning, and we schedule everything maybe, 1 hour or, at the time it's not that busy, but it was one day from 9 to probably 9 to 9 o'clock or 9 to 10 o'clock. Maybe I would have 5 or 6 appointments a day, and then we go. So it would happen every day for 5 days. The next 5 days, okay. So the very last day, I said, "Wow, why don't we before I go to Korea, why don't we get the people together?" Well, I didn't realize how many people signed up. It ended up that we had, I think 2 or 3 or 4 different groups, right? But each group oh my gosh, it was like 15 to 20 people. We got kicked out of the hotel lounge. Okay, I mean the well, the directors of the hotel came to complain, right? So but I didn't realize it grew that fast. So I went to Korea for 3 days, and then since it was really happening, I got to go back to help all these people. It's growing, and it's amazing, and the energy was amazing. And some of you remember. So I got back. The office, was opening up, and I met a few new people, and from there, well, quite a few of you were serious about the business. One lady, June, she decided to do this business full time, commit to it. She had a very strong why to help, her son go to college overseas. So, well, we start working, and I don't expect anything. I never expect anything because people surprise you. I don't. It's not that I don't like surprises. I like surprises, but I never expect good or bad. When it happened, wow, I'm just amazed. I'm all open to it. I like to enjoy it, and it was very short time that a bunch of people came in, and everybody wanted to work hard. Like we have the Ivy, we have Safina, we have Jennifer, we have many people come in, and they were very fast on top of everybody else that was happening. Look, folks, when things like this, I got to make sure. And at that time, I was ready to help them because I understood the system. I talked to them about edification. I talked to, show them how to introduce me properly. They were doing a great job, and it's not that it was it was great teamwork, great collaboration. That I was so shocked. I was very surprised. At the time, the packages were $1,000 each. By the end of August of 2011, for the maybe 14 days, but maybe 17 days total that I spent in Malaysia, the whole group did about $187,000 in sales. That means at least 187 people sign up. Wow! In 1 month, crazy. But it was total collaboration, and I'm a testament because look, if I had gone to Malaysia the very first day of Jeunesse, I would not be able to help them because I did not work hard, did not go through that journey to learn all this stuff and to reinforce it. But when the time comes, folks, you got to realize it's a journey. Wherever you are today, you're exactly where you should be. Now, how to get to the next level, it's up to you to be more open to learn, to work, and to really grow into that successful leader. And from there, when that one person comes in, that explodes the business, you would have all that you need to know to help them to grow a business exponentially fast. Okay, so I hope that is a real encouragement. And again, success is not one person, is never one person. It's always a team of people. And like Zig Ziglar say, the more you help other people get what they want, the more automatically you'll get what you want. It's very simple. And that's the big shift in mindset from traditional business or a job where we're all up for it ourselves. So through collaboration, not competition, you can create huge success. You follow the system, you duplicate the system, recruit, teach to recruit, teach to recruit. That's how we can build an empire together. So folks, today I hope you got something out of this webinar, something out of this training. And this is something that we will do over and over again to support you in your business. The system will help you, and I look forward to working with all of you to be able to help you reach your dreams. It would be